Good morning, class. In the previous videos, we have gone through the lesson of class 7th of first lesson, right? Reading of different kinds of maps. Okay. Today we're going to start about that lesson was completed. Today we're going to start the second lesson regarding the rains. Rain and water. Especially we're going to discuss about how the rains are formed, like how we get the rains every what you can say, how you can get the rains every year, why you're getting the rains every year, and how it can be formed, that rains, and how the clouds can be formed. So that detail we're going to discuss. So why we're discussing this, the very important topic of a very important issue or very important topic, because we all need the water, right? And also we know that 94% or 97% of the earth is covered with water. Right? 97% of the earth is covered with water and only 3% is land. Right? That means almost everything will be dependent upon the water. Right? So everything is dependent upon the water. So that's the reason why we are discussing about this rain and water. Okay? And how we get the water? Okay? Through the seas, oceans, rivers, tanks, okay, and many other ways. And how that water is to be filled in that oceans and tanks? Through rain. Okay, so that's the reason, as the whole human beings, animals, and each and everything is dependent upon the water. So that's why it's very important to know about the how this water is coming, or how this water is to be or formed, okay, in the oceans and seas. So that's we're going to discuss in this lesson. Now coming to that, how the rains are formed. The question is how the rains are formed. Okay, so the rains can be formed by a different, or it has a process. The rains are formed by a process. Okay, so that process is nothing but we call it as you know that we have in the environment we have a different cycles, children. Okay, so what are meant by different cycles? Like for example, you have a nitrogen cycle which generates nitrogen in the soil. Okay, and oxygen cycle which generates oxygen. I think you're familiar with this oxygen cycle. What is meant by oxygen cycle? We exhibits the carbon dioxide and intakes the oxygen, right? The plants will give the oxygen out and we give the carbon dioxide out, and that whatever the exhibiting, whatever the carbon dioxide we are giving out, so that will be taken by the plants, and whatever the oxygen which is exhibiting out by the plants, so that is taken by us or by the human beings. So that is a cyclic process. Like we are giving out, we are taking out, we are taking in, and the plant is giving out and we are taking in. Okay, that is a cyclic process. So that is nothing but we call it as an oxygen cycle. In the same way, to form the rains or to form the water, oceans, to form the lakes, rivers, seas and all, we have a process called water cycle. Okay, why it is called as a water cycle? The reason behind it is through that we get the water, so that's the reason it is called as a water cycle. And you have a different stages of water cycle, and you're going to discuss in this what are the different stages and what are the different processes of the water cycle. Okay, so in this, how the first thing is, the first stage of this water cycle, or how the rains are formed, or how the rains has came into existence, or how the rains are formed, or it fills the ocean, seas and rivers. So that process is nothing but we call it as a evaporation. Evaporation. Okay, so what is meant by the process evaporation? Okay, so what is meant by evaporation? Evaporation is nothing but you can see this evaporation process in your day-to-day lives also. For example, you wanna heat some water. You kept some water on the stove. Okay, then when it starts, when you keep some water at the full of the at full of the vessel, then after some time you observe when you give a high temperature, and after some time if you observe, the water level starts decreasing in the vessel. Okay, so what happened to the remaining water? Even though you filled to the up to the level of the vessel, or you filled up to that, or fully filled that, but after some time what happens? It starts decreasing. What's the reason behind that? It's nothing but the water has turned into a water vapor. The water has turned into water vapor. Water has turned into water vapor. Or simply you can say that water vapor is nothing but the water has turned into gaseous form. Okay, so that means the water will turn into a gas that will be evaporated, that will be mixed with the, or it starts mixing with the, or it starts merging with the atmosphere, or it comes into contact with the atmosphere, it goes into the atmosphere. So that the water, the conversion of the water to the gaseous form or to the water vapor is nothing but we call it as a water vapor. Okay? Yeah, so that you can clearly see when you kept a vessel on the table, on the stove and all. And not only this, if you keep something like water, if you fill a small water in a cup and all, and if you leave for 2-3 days like that in the hot sun, then what happens? After 2 days or 3 days, you cannot see the water in that vessel and on that cup. So what's the reason? The water has been evaporated, or the water has been converted into a gaseous form. Okay, so that process, or that process is nothing but water turning into the water vapor, or the conversion of water into the gaseous form or water vapor is nothing but we call it as a evaporation process. Okay, so that is nothing but we call it as a evaporation process. This evaporation doesn't take only on the water, it also takes from the ocean, seas, rivers, land, sea, and also from our, even from our body also, right? Even for example, if you get more sweat, right? If you get more sweat, what happens after when you sit under the fan, or when you go out, when you go to the any place when you getting the wind and all, what happens? It starts evaporate, or you cannot see the water vapor, you cannot see the sweat on that. When you sit on the fan, what happens? It starts evaporating. Right? So that means the evaporation takes place from the seas, lands and everything, and even from the body, and even from the trees also the water will be evaporated. Okay? So then the water vapor, what happens? The water vapor, for example, in a vessel what happens? It converts, or it reaches to the it reaches to the atmosphere. Right? When it reaches to the atmosphere, what happens? It converts into the clouds. When the water reaches to the sky, and it converts into the clouds, and that clouds will cause rain. Okay? So that means, simply what you can conclude by this, the rains are formed by a process called evaporation. That means the water which is evaporated from, we already said that the water can be evaporated from many things, wherever the water is there, so from there the water will be evaporated, and the evaporation process will start increasing, or the evaporation takes place more when the temperature is more. Okay, when the temperature is more, then the evaporation also will be more. For example, if you keep if you keep the stuff with a high temperature, then the water starts evaporating very fastly. Okay, and more water will be evaporated. Okay, and if the temperature is low, then the water stays, or when you keep the cold water in the hot sun, it takes 2 to 3 days to evaporate the water. So that means what you can say, that if the temperature is more, then the evaporation will be more. It is directly proportional to each other. Okay, and this water, through this evaporation process, or the first step of the water cycle, will cause the rain, as the water will be evaporated and merges into the skies, and or reaches to the atmosphere, and then it will form the clouds, and then it starts precipitating, or then it starts giving the rain. So that's the reason why we see that the rains are formed, and that's why we can say that why the seas, oceans are not filling up. Okay, from many years this ocean, seas, water and all, they are coming, many rivers and all will be coming up and merges into the seas, right? You all know that all the rivers, all the rivers, oceans or whatever it may there, lakes and all, small lakes and all, that water and comes and merges or mixes into the sea, right? But it is not, the sea is not filling up, it is not coming out. For example, if you pour any if you're filling any water bottle, if the water is excess, then what happens? It spills out, right? But here the sea is not spilling out. Instead of that, what's happening? It is, why it is not filling out, or why it is not spilling out? The reason behind it, the water is, why it is not coming out of the sea, or why it is not coming on to us? The reason behind that is evaporation process. Some of the water will be evaporated into the skies and all, and when it reaches more, then it forms to clouds, and then it gives the rains. In a particular season, or in a particular, when it is over after the summer season and all, then the rains will be coming, right? The few months will have a rainy season, right? So you understood that today we have learnt about the rains, how the rains will be formed. It is very important to have the water, because each and every living being on this earth is dependent upon the water. And how we are getting the water? Through the rains, and this rains are formed by the process of evaporation. Once again repeat the process. The evaporation means the water will turn into a gaseous form, or water will turn into a water vapor. So that water vapor will be converted into a clouds. So then this clouds will be starts giving the rain. Okay, so that's how the rains will be formed. Okay, thank you.